Good morning, good morning. Thank you for spending your valuable time with me this morning. So I just want to recap what from yesterday. So yesterday, Sunday night, I had some junk food, and I think that triggered me off trying not having a great sleep. And I didn't wake up feeling great. Didn't do my meditation or my yoga or my daily journal. You know what I mean? I skipped like the morning routine basically. And I mean, I even contemplated having the day off. My sleep was that bad. But I think that's the thing. I tell you what, right? This is a little tip for you. You know, when you wake up at like 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, like, you know, in my job, sometimes you get anxious about work because you've got a lot on, you're quite responsible. And I'm like, oh man, I could just chuck a sickie tomorrow. You know what I mean? I could just chuck a sickie. I haven't had a great sleep. I've got loads, you know, there's loads. People are going to be on my case and all that. And, you know, it's like, you have to save them sick days, don't you? For when you really need it. But, yeah, so I woke up in the morning anyway. Got myself to work. And just picked up, as soon as I left for work, as soon as I got to work, I kind of done what I normally do to reset myself. I've got a routine, a daily routine, and I just follow that until things start to click into place and I feel a bit better. I've had my coffee and I've had some good food. So my diet was perfect yesterday, and I finished the day strong. I went home and I've done my exercises. I played with my daughter, spent time with Joe. So you know what I mean. I had a good day. And like this morning in my journal, I wrote that I'm grateful for how I'm able to just bounce back quicker and quicker each time, because I used to go through these periods I used to call them peaks and troughs, where when I was at the top of my peak, I'd agree to do everything. I'd be like, yeah, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, I'm going to set this business up, I'm going to rule the world, you know what I mean? Because you feel that you feel like you can achieve anything when you're feeling like that. Everything's firing, your days are running smooth, everything's going right, you know what I mean? You've got the motivation and the energy to do everything. And then I'd have a trough, and before, my troughs would last as long as my peaks, you know what I mean? But now the frequency seems to be getting shorter, and I truly believe it's from sticking to my daily routines and not letting them slip for too long. Like yesterday I had a day off, but I was back on it again this morning. And just trying to pick it up as quickly as possible. So as soon as you drop the ball, it's so tempting to just leave it there for a week and just do what you want and slip into old habits and all that sort of stuff. But seriously, if you can pick the ball up within the next hour, half a day, that evening, and just re-pick up your schedule, don't try and catch up and do all the things that you've missed. Just forget them. Just forget it. Just pick it up again tomorrow. You know what I mean? If there's some things on there that are critical for you to do, then obviously, you know, you have to do that. You have to prioritise and execute, don't you? But what I'm saying is, don't beat yourself up over the things that don't matter. And don't like in my head, I used to think, I've messed it up now for the week. I'll just have the week off. You know what I mean? And that was like, say if I never went to jiu-jitsu on a Monday, I'd be like, when it gets to, I'd be like, I may as well knock it to jiu-jitsu this week because I've ruined the flow. No, that's so counterproductive and such an excuse, isn't it, to just say that? So, you know, when Thursday came and jiu-jitsu came, get your ass up and get out there. You know what I mean? It might not be perfect because you haven't done the 2 lessons that you said you was going to do. And you ain't ruined nothing. Just jump back on it. That's my advice. I'll pick up the ball as soon as you can, as soon as you feel able to. But this is what I mean, when I've got my routines and I've got my things that help me snap me back, and as painful as it is, because you're self-sabotaging as well, because when I keep saying you like I know you, when I'm feeling down, I know the things that will help me, and it sounds so woo-woo, but like just doing my gratitude journal, it's, you know what I mean, and just doing the reasons why I'm grateful, that snaps me out of a negative funk, and it makes me want to do my yoga. But I always just think if I can just get up and do my meditation in the morning, that's it. And then once I've done my meditation, it's like things start to flow. So you've got to find that thing that works for you, the sequence that works for you. Some people like to get out of bed and have a big glass of water. That works for them. I know my missus, she says a day doesn't feel right unless she wakes up and has a big warm glass of lemon water. And that's what she does. In a certain glass she has it in, and that's the thing, that's her trigger to help her kickstart a day. Some people like to jump out of bed and go and have a cold shower. Some people like to go out and jump out of bed and do some exercise. Some people like to wake up and lie in bed for half an hour and just lie and think. Whatever helps you, but make sure it's something that gets your day started, because I'm starting to see a lot of these things saying, oh, your morning routines are a waste of time, because you could be spending that time being more productive. But it's not horses for courses, is it? It's everyone's different. And my thing, it takes less than an hour. It takes about 45 minutes to do, and that's to meditate, do my journal, do my morning yoga stretches, and then then I'll start doing something more productive on my to-do list. But I just feel like that if I just get up and do my to-do list, because I'm a very structured person. This has to happen, this has to happen, this has to happen. It's my routine. It's like I've got it at work as well. Some days I don't even look at my routine at work. Some days I have to react and go with the flow. But as I said yesterday, my default, if I'm feeling overwhelmed with that, just go to my routine. Oh, it's 11 o'clock. It's time to do my planning review. And that's lasting for an hour. So I'll just put what I'm doing down. Oh, I'll do my planning review now from 11 till 12. And I'll just do that, and then what's happening? Oh, 12 o'clock. Oh, it's the daily meeting that I have with all the contractors. Okay, cool. And then, you know what I mean? Once I start getting that flow, I get back in my step, and then I'm like, okay, when I get home, I'm going to do my exercise. I'm going to have my family dinner, and then we're going to play some games, and we're going to go and have a shower, and then we're going to get Ivy ready for bed. It's all routine. That's just the way I work. So that's a bit of suggestion for you. But so. Yesterday I talked about having passion and enthusiasm in your life, how you naturally approach challenges, activities, people, anything really, your work, your lifestyle. Do it with passion and enthusiasm. And today, rule number 5 on my list is work towards your goals daily. You know what I mean? It's as simple as that. So obviously, I've got my goals that are written down. I've written them in my journal every day. 99% near enough. Got to give that caveat because I don't do my journal every day, do I? But long-term goals, mid-term goals, short-term goals. So I've got 4 long-term goals, overarching things that are going to take me a lifetime to achieve. 4 mid-term goals within the next 10 years, 5 or 10 years, that's going to help me get to my long-term goals. And then I've got my 4 short-term goals, things I can do this year, things I want to do this year that gets me towards my mid-term goal, which will eventually get to my long-term goal. And that's how I do it. And then I do a couple of tasks for today. Like one of them was, I've had a message from someone on Instagram, Music Mentor. And these things can sound dodgy and ropey and hooky and all that, but you know what? What's a phone call? Might change, might give me ideas, might change the way I do things. I might find value in what they got to offer. So doesn't hurt me doing a phone call. So I'll put that as a today's to do that, because I want to grow my Instagram following. I want to grow a local fan base, and I struggle with Instagram. So another thing I put is find out how to run a successful ad campaign. But this is what I mean. I want to speak to the Music Mentor and ask her for advice on, do I promote myself, my Instagram page, or do I promote my artist page, and then people go to my artist page and then they go to my Instagram? I don't know. I need someone who knows really, like, to give me that advice, because I don't just want to. What's the point in just spunking money up the wall? What's the point in just throwing your money away just to test and just do it yourself, when you can ask someone and say what's the best strategy. Then I can use my money more effectively. So don't be afraid to ask people for help. And it's just a blocker, isn't it? If you think, oh god, this sounds too dodgy, I ain't gonna phone them up. Just give them a call, see what they got to say. If they say, oh yeah, you got to give me £200 before they say, not for me, mate. Sorry, but you know, I'll go to Google and I'll start reading, and you know, maybe I'll have to go for a harder approach. Because listen, harder isn't always necessarily the best way. People think you need to do that, and I've got a mentality of wanting to start from the bottom. So when I did promotion, I wanted to know every little aspect of it. I'd be out there flyering, I'd help be designing the flyers, I'd be booking the artists, I'd be booking the venue, I'd be putting the decorations up, I'd be doing everything. I'd be doing a bit of sound engineering for the bands, picking that up, because there's times when your flyer person might let you down. Your sound engineer might be sick, the equipment might be broke, and you might need to fix it. You know what I mean? You might need to make do. So I've always wanted to have my fingers in all the pies. You can't get blagged then as well. So I always like starting from the bottom. In construction, I started off by sweeping the floors, and I started off by clipping terraces. In jiu-jitsu, I started off knowing nothing and going through the ranks. It's the same principle with everything. There's no shortcuts, but at the end of the day, there's nothing wrong with finding people who can give you guidance, as long as you go and do it yourself. You know what I mean? Like even now, still at work, like I'll still go out and I'll still jump down a hole, even though I don't need to, just to show. Well, there's a couple of reasons. One, I like to stay active, and two, I like I was out on the fucking bush the other day sweeping up the compound, and people are like, you should get a labourer to do that for you. And I says, well, I was a labourer, you know what I mean? That's how I started, and that's the mentality I've got to get to where I am. And that's, I get on with people. I find I can get on with people easier because they know I'm not someone who just tells people what to do and has no experience in it itself. So that's my mentality anyway. I digress though. So I try and do something towards my goals every day, and it's the littlest things, because obviously I've got a job, you know what I mean? So it's the smallest things. Read how to do this, make this call, do this Instagram video, do you know what I mean? Little simple things that I can rattle off, because I don't like to keep things on the to-do list for too long, because then they just become stale and you end up just not doing them. So the things that you know you can achieve, and it's nice at the end of the day to have achieved some stuff and move towards your goals, because every little bit helps, in the great words of Tesco. But that's it really. That's my daily motivation on this grim Tuesday. So I'm going to leave you to that. I do hope these videos are giving some people some help, because I am just a normal person who's gone through turbulent times, had it all, lost it all, trying to build it up back again. It's life, isn't it? So until the next time, I hope you have a fantastic day. Go and set yourself a couple of goals and get your mindset positive, things that you want to do, and make the first step towards it today. Read that blog, watch that YouTube video, listen to that podcast, whatever it is that whatever media it takes that resonates with you. I'm crap at reading. I can read magazines, but when it comes to reading, I've read a handful of books all the way through. My medium is audio books, videos. That's it really. Them are my preferred mediums. That's how I take things in. So find what works for you, and tick off 5 things on your to-do list today that get you towards a goal. 5 different goals: a health goal, a finance goal, work goal, whatever goals it is, and do one for each. And believe me, by the end of the day, you're going to feel amazing if you complete all them. Then do the same the next day, and the same the next day. Rinse and repeat. Number 5, work towards your goals every day. All right then. See you later then. Peace and love. Love you loads.